1045 The Team and 1045theteam.com. Happy to be joined on the phone by now the famous all over social media Liz Kuhlkin, who shot 890 at Town Academy on Monday night. Now, Liz has been all over social media, not only for her great stuff in college. She's a local product, both at Shelmont, and she shot something that only people in bowling dream about, 890. Liz, let's just throw this out there. What does that number mean to you? You've had a few days to actually think about it, but what does 890 mean to you?
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I never fathomed that I could strike that much in one setting. To, carry 35 out of 36 strikes is just unbelievable. And it was really, it meant a lot to me to be able to do it in front of my parents and to be able to do it in front of a community that has seen me mature into the bowler that I am today, from being in junior bowling to growing up to being a professional. It really meant a lot to me to do it in front of the community, and it's just been really awesome to see the feedback from everybody. It's meant a lot.
So now, Liz, take me back to Monday night. What exactly was the feeling in the 10th frame knowing you had a chance at this history?
I mean, honestly, it was probably the 7th or 8th frame when somebody actually alerted me that I was, I had a chance to strike out to do this. I wasn't even aware. So when it came into 10th frame, I'm one of those people that I like to hear that. I like to know what I have to do to achieve something, and I was just very determined to get it done. And it was a great idea on my teammate Jess's part to go Facebook Live with that, because it just was amazing to hear how many people actually shared that moment with me, whether it was sitting in their living room or actually bowling in their own league. It was incredible to be able to hear the stories of what people were doing when they were watching.
Now, Liz, I have to mention this because that's the way I found out, was when you put it on Facebook Live on Monday night, because I watched it as well. And I know that me as a bowler, when I get to those moments, if I know I can strike out for something, either an honor score, or 300, 800, whatever it may be, my first thought is not to grab my phone and then start live streaming it. So where did this come from, and how do you become so comfortable with it?
Well, definitely, I know for me, we hear a lot from our companies about how important social media is nowadays, and that's for most things. And it's really important, as a professional to build a fan base and get people to see what you're doing and support you. And like I said, it was actually my teammate, Jess Aiza, who bowls with me on Mondays. It was her idea. She leaned over and said to me, do you want to go Facebook Live with this? And I kind of thought to myself, you obviously think of the possibility of not accomplishing what you want to accomplish, but I also thought, on the other hand, how many people could possibly be watching at that point, and like I said, be able to share a little bit piece of history with me, and that kind of trumped being, possibly not striking out. So I went for it, and I'm really, really happy I did.
Liz Kuhlkin, professional bowler and local product. And Liz, you went to Nebraska. You were an All-American there, Player of the Year. You've thrown plenty of big shots in big moments. So I have to ask you, where do you feel the most pressure? The 10th frame to win a national championship, or the 10th frame you experienced on Monday?
I mean, obviously two very different situations.
Mm-hmm.
But at Nebraska, it's a little bit more pressure there, because you're not only bowling for yourself per se, but you're bowling for all the girls standing behind you and the coaches, and you're bowling for the University of Nebraska and the chance to put a national title on the wall. There's a lot of pressure associated with that, because you just want to make your school proud. So I would probably go ahead and give the University of Nebraska in favor there with bowling for the Huskers, because you just want to make everyone standing behind you proud.
And what is that like? I bowled in college, but locally for Hudson Valley, never really got to the national stage like you have. What is that like every week, knowing that you're at such a powerhouse school that you guys are almost expected to be that good every year?
Right. I mean, it's really incredible to be able to experience team bowling. I know a lot of people don't get the opportunity to, but it's really an incredible experience to be able to bowl with a bunch of people that have the same common goal and that are supporting you no matter what. There were times where I stepped up in the 10th frame and I didn't strike, but But at the end of the day, when I turned around, I still had all the girls, behind me, supporting me, the coaches behind you and supporting you. And that's what's really important about all of it. And I feel bad for the people that can't experience team bowling in that way, because it's really something that molded me as the player I am.
So now, Liz, what exactly was the biggest jump when you went from the collegiate level to the pro level? What exactly is the differences there?
Certainly there's, with collegiate bowling, you're bowling for a national title, which is extremely important, obviously, and everybody wants to be able to reach the pinnacle of the sport in that manner. But when it comes to professional bowling, obviously it's a little bit more different. You're bowling for money, and there's definitely a different feeling about, this is your profession, this is the way you make a living now. So it's definitely different bowling for, a national title compared to bowling for a national title, but also, you're bowling for money. That's something that definitely was different for me, making that progression.
So now, Liz, you've had quite an impressive month. Even this weekend, you took the Bud Light Eliminator on Sunday. You shoot 890 on Monday. You've already won on the PWBA Tour. Do you feel like you're close to a breakout season on the PWBA Tour?
I definitely hope so. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of didn't have the season I was hoping for this past PWBA season. I had such a phenomenal rookie year. I passed all expectations I had for myself for a rookie, and the second season didn't quite go as planned, but I put a lot of work in. I've been practicing a lot on things that I thought maybe fell out of sorts a little bit, and I really think that if I keep practicing and keep doing the things I've been doing, I have a really good chance of having a great season this upcoming.
All right, Liz, I'll give you a chance to plug here. What bowling ball do I have to go out and get to go shoot 890? What were you throwing on Monday night?
I was throwing the Hammer Scandal Pearl, and that just made its worldwide release date Tuesday, which was actually a great marketing tool for us at Hammer. I knew that it was very close, the release date was very close to when I was bowling on Monday, but I didn't realize it was the day after, 2.5 hours after I bowled 890, the Scandal Pearl was making its release date. So that was really awesome for us at Hammer.
So now we know, everyone out there, go out, get to your Hammer reps, get this ball. You might be able to shoot 890, but you got to put in the time like Liz does. Liz, I appreciate you giving us some time at ESPN here, and best of luck to this upcoming season and for many years on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Brian.